New tonight, several international students from Western Michigan University are still facing the fallout after their student visas unexpectedly came into question early last month. In early April, 5 students were notified that they were removed from the Student in Exchange Visitor Information System, or SEVIS. The university telling News Channel 3 that if a student loses their SEVIS status, they can be deported. Well, just a couple of weeks ago, the federal government announced it was reversing the termination of legal status for international students. This was following many court challenges, but that's not the end of it. News Channel 3's Abigail Taylor joins us live in the studio tonight on why the federal government has more to do.
Attorneys representing the WMU students say that their legal status has been reactivated, but the formerly terminated status still shows on their records, and the court agrees that this is a problem.
We had the temporary restraining order granted, which required the government to reinstate all of the students' SEVIS records.
The Department of Homeland Security followed through on that court order. That's according to Adriana Clemish there from the firm that's representing the group from WMU, whose student visas were revoked apparently without warning. You may remember when we first reported on this, records showing international students as legally allowed to be in the States were terminated in the federal database called SEVIS. This was because of an automatic flag on anyone with a criminal history, but that also included minor civil infractions like speeding and parking tickets, which attorneys say do not qualify as legal reasons to revoke non-immigrant status. That issue is now an active lawsuit, but in the meantime, the court granted protection for the WMU international students, shielding them from being wrongfully deported while the lawsuit is active. But according to attorneys, the updated active status in the SEVIS database isn't enough. They say there's no note anywhere in the student's record clarifying that their legal status did not lapse.
The judge actually did say during our first TRO hearing, she asked the government, okay, so say these students' SEVIS records are currently terminated. If they were pulled over for ICE right now, how would they ever prove that they're in valid non-immigrant status? And the government doesn't really have any satisfactory answer. That was part of the reason why this was granted.
And now the court is giving the Department of Homeland Security until this Tuesday to explain why the gap in these students' SEVIS records isn't showing that correction to depict that the students were not in the U.S. illegally at any point and are allowed to be here at least through the end of this lawsuit. Live in the studio, Abigail Taylor, News Channel 3.